Hello everyone, and welcome to my team building video for week 1 of the NTA. Keep in mind that this is normally going to be recorded before the battle and uploaded afterwards. This time, however, it is being recorded after the battle. I will not be giving anything away. I will still be talking as if the battle is in future tense, but I was just waiting for my new headset to come in before I did this video because I want all NTA videos to be really high quality. And hopefully it is. Hopefully this is a good headset and, my voice sounds a lot better. So let's get right into it. First of all, we have Raikou. Raikou was something I knew I wanted immediately. It outspeeds everything on my opponent's team outside of Jolteon, which I'm not too worried about. At first, I was going to go with an Expert Belt Timid set with Aura Sphere, but then I realized that Raikou has to be Rash to run Aura Sphere, and with Rash, Raikou can't outspeed Mega Pinsir, which is a problem since Raikou is one of my main checks to it. Aura Sphere was to hit both the most important electric resists on my opponent's team, Hydreigon and Ferrothorn. Since I couldn't risk Mega Pinsir outspeeding and killing with an EQ, I couldn't run Aura Sphere. So I settled on HP Fire and Signal Beam. They could still hit both electric resists that I needed them to. There wasn't a fourth move that Raikou really needed, so I'm fine with trading one in that regard. Or I'm fine with trading one move for two in that regard. One move being Aura Sphere, two being HP Fire and Signal Beam. What I don't like is that they have less base power and each of them only hits one of the electric resists, unlike Aura Sphere, which can hit both, meaning that I'll have to do some prediction to hit the one that I want to hit. I'm running AV mainly just because I didn't want to be choice locked, so I can Signal Beam and HP Fire when necessary. It also makes Raikou a good Hydreigon check if something were to happen to Mega Altaria, or it wasn't Mega Evolved yet. My opponent has no ground types on the team, so outside of Jolteon, I can Volt Switch freely and always have momentum. And Jolteon can't really do anything to me, especially with an Assault Vest. So I can just kind of whittle it down with an HP Fire if it comes to that. T-Bolt is for whenever I need that extra damage, and if his team is weakened enough, it could also be used to sweep late game. The speed I run is enough to outspeed Jolly Mega Pinsir and any non-scarfed variant of Victini or Hydreigon. The extra is just tacked into special defense to help it check Hydreigon even more. You could argue that it should go into defense to check Mega Pinsir more, but I won't need it with this next poke here. Oh, and before we go on to that, if anyone gets the really obscure nickname for Raikou, I will, I don't know, do something. And Josh, you don't count. I already told you. Okay, now on to Jirachi. This thing is my main Mega Pinsir check. It will try to EQ me, and I have Shucka Berry and can paralyze it, which just stops it in its tracks. This is also my main rock setter. Rocks are critical in this match to limit the switch-ins of Mega Pinsir and Victini. He has two pokes that can get rid of them, but both of them are weak to Raikou and Rachi. Crobat matches up bad in general and is also weak to rocks. Tentacruel is a much more likely option for him to bring, which is why I'm running Zen Headbutt. That move slot was originally Fire Punch for Ferrothorn, but that was stupid because of all the recoil I would take from that. It then became Healing Wish to keep Mega Altaria alive for the late game. But then, besides Raikou, I had nothing for Tentacruel, and Tentacruel can run Mirror Coat to kind of check that. So I also have the classic T-Wave Iron Head shenanigans. T-Wave is mainly for Gator or Pinsir if they don't have sub. If it does, it'll just end up being some prediction games, but even if my opponent wins that game, I do have a backup plan, aka Gligar. Ironhead is mainly for Clefable, since it threatens Altaria and Infernape, and I just don't have much for it on my team. T-Wave and Ironhead are both needed for their separate reasons, but also happen to work together well to paraflinch if needed. The 80 speed is to outspeed. I'm sorry. The 80 speed is to outspeed Adamant Gator and hit it with a T-Wave. As you can see by the EVs, I want Jirachi to be a physical tank to deal with Mega Pinsir and Gator, both of which can get EQ and I can stop with Shucka. It can also deal with Gallade and Crobat if he decides to bring them, which I doubt. And of course it also deals with Clefable and somewhat handles Tentacruel. So the next guy is my win condition. Ender here, the Jirachi. Gengar. Gengar can outspeed the majority of my opponent's team, and anything that does outspeed it can hit, sorry. Anything that does outspeed it, anything that outspeeds it, like Scarfed Victini or Hydreigon, I can live their hits with a Focus Sash and fire back with a Shadow Ball or Focus Blast, respectively. I don't know why that sentence was so hard for me to get out there. Okay. Hydreigon is a little dicey though, since the Dark Pulse can flinch and Focus Blast can miss. That is why I'd prefer to go into Altaria or Raikou, but Gengar is another option if it comes to it. Let me go through his team just to show you how threatening Gengar is to it. Victini, Shadow Ball, Hydreigon, Focus Blast, Clefable, Sludge Bomb, Ferrothorn, Focus Blast, Tentacruel. Shadow Ball can wear it down since it doesn't have recovery. Mega Pinsir gets OHKO'd by Shadow Ball or Sludge Bomb after rocks. Crobat I don't expect to come, is still to it KO'd by Shadow Ball. Gallade, I Shadow Ball. Jolteon's to it KO'd by anything. Miltank, Focus Blast. Gator to it KO'd. And then I have Destiny Bond for once my sash is gone. And so hopefully Gengar can pick up at least 2 kills with a good Destiny Bond. I have a standard EV spread that's basically just, normal Gengar. It's simple, but it's my win con, and hopefully it can put in a lot of work. Next is Infernape, and he's not mixed. That's just the nickname. I run Scarfed Outspeed Jolteon, Crobat, and Scarfed Victini or Hydreigon. I'm hoping he'll think this is sashed and catch him by surprise. This battle is going to be all about speed, and this Infernape wins that speed battle no matter what, unless he goes Scarf on Jolteon or Crobat, which I don't see happening. I have Close Combat and Flare Blitz for dual stabs, Stone Edge for Victini and Mega Pinsir and maybe Crobat, and then U-Turn for Momentum. And then a standard EV spread, once again, simple yet effective. Next is Gligar. This is my best check for Victini if he decides to bring physical. If he goes special, I have Altaria, which I am predicting him to bring special Scarf Victini. Obviously running EV Light because there really isn't another item to run on Gligar. Maybe Yachi Berry could work 1 week, I don't know. I don't expect to bring something like that, but it's a possibility. I'm running Hyper Cutter this week so that I could run Defog. Defog is not going to be used very often. There's very few times that I would rather not have rocks on their side of the field than not have them on mine. I hope that made sense. This is only for Gengar to maintain its sash if needed. I have another Stealth Rocker because I've stressed how important rocks are for this week. I've Roost since I will be switching in Gligar a lot to take on Physical Victini and Mega Pinsir. I know this is like my 3rd Mega Pinsir check, but it's needed because that thing is a threat. And that's why I'm running Rock Slide over Earthquake for Mega Pinsir. It's still super effective for Victini, so EQ isn't really needed. The 44 speed is to outspeed a non-scarred Victini after V create speed drop. The rest went into defense and HP for obvious reasons. Lastly, we have Mega Altaria. I'm running special to deal with Fairthorn and to go through any subs that he might bring. I didn't want to run much speed since there's not much within my speed tier on his team anyways. I'm either not outspeeding no matter what I do, or I'm outspeeding no matter what. His team is either like very fast or very slow, and Altaria is very mid-range speed. So I felt like I didn't need to run that. Also, I can live Gyro Balls from Fairthorn if I need to, and I have more room to put EVs into other stats. The reason I am running the 8 speed is because it can outspeed an adamant non-scarred Victini after V-create. The special defense and HP combined allow me to not be 2-hit KO'd by a flash cannon from Scarf Hydreigon, making sure that Altaria is always a switch in as long as it's Mega. I'm also not 2-hit KO'd by Glaciate from Special Victini, which I really expect him to bring because of Gligar, as well as this. Which is another reason not to bring speed EVs on this set, because, he would just lower my speed anyways with Glaciate. And then the rest of my EVs went to special attack. This is going to be my main switch into Hydreigon, Jolteon, and Special Victini, so I have to run Roost to keep it healthy. Cotton Guard can honestly just win me the game once Clef is gone, and I have an opportunity to set it up. Fire Blast for Ferrothorn and Hyper Voice for everything else. Again, it's kind of simple, but it's also kind of unexpected as well. So therefore, it is expected to put in a lot of work. And that's the team. Looking at it, I'd say I definitely have team matchup, but Fuse could still outplay me or even outprepare me. This is probably going to be one of the biggest Tyranitar Heal's challenge. This is going to be one of the Tyranitar Heal's biggest challenges. Now this is all personal opinion, and I don't know the skill level of any of my members in the league yet, but looking at teams alone, I'd say the Sap Slippers are the third toughest in the league that we have to face, right behind the Volcaronas and the Heatrans, and both of those are interdivision rivals, and only 2 of us can make it into the playoffs. What makes this battle more difficult than those is that it's my first time playing in the format, and my first time even playing singles in about a year. So, at least for the Heatrans and the Volcaronas, I'll have some more experience by then. So yeah, this week 1 battle will be difficult, but I have confidence in myself and my team. Let's go get them Tyranitar Heals!